Morning. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Valerie. So this morning we're looking at Studio Light One Day Special, launching tomorrow. Hi, Jennifer. On the craft store at 6 p.m. and it's obviously a one-day special, and because we're in the Christmas event, then it's Christmas. Yes, it is a manic few days. It seems my shows this month are like buzzes, so they're all coming at once. So I've got a whole bunch here, and then I've got a whole bunch between the 17th and the 23rd of July, and I've got nothing outside of those dates, which is just madness. Which is fine if I've got all the products ahead of time, because I can prep ahead of time, but if everything comes in quite late, I'm a bit scuppered, but it is what it is, and winging it might be the order of the day. But anyway, we're good for this weekend. I'm all prepped. Not many samples, but we're all prepped. So the focus of the shows is going to be all the new stuff, obviously, and as far as I understand it, the one day special is going to be this die set here. And Studio Light don't do names on their dies. They just give numbers, and they're called stencils. And so this is number 69. And you can see here there are other dies coming up. These two aren't out yet, but we do have this one on the show as well. And I've just noticed actually that there is actually on YouTube, there's a Studio Light Movies channel. So it'd be good to have a look at that for inspiration on some of their other products as well. I haven't looked at it myself yet because I haven't had time, but it's good that that is actually there. So that's one die set, and we're going to be using that in the demo this morning, so I can go through that with you. I think this one's in it as well. This is tags. I think it's in it. Do you know? I can't remember. Anyway, it's on the show. So we've got a set of tags here, and we've got presents, and this one is just kind of a cutty-inny one. You've got your reinforcer, which is going to wrap around, and we are going to use this in the demo today. And then these here, some of them come out complete, and some of them need the back die as well. But it's a case of kind of playing around. You can see here that the reindeer actually does cut out as a whole piece, so that's why that's in red, all in red on the packaging. And then these pieces here, you really need to cut both pieces together in order to get the actual full die cut. And obviously you can paper piece the pieces back in again if you cut it in another colour. So there's that one. And then we've got two stencils here as well. So that one's really cool, and we use that one today. And then this one is kind of, it's like a mix. So you've got a little bit of scene building. So you've obviously got trees here, and then you've also, this one here has got like a reflection. So if you want to do like a winter scene and a lake and whatever, then that one's quite good for that. And then you've got a couple of snowflake borders there as well, which are going to make your backgrounds. Or you can cherry pick which pieces you want. So you could have a sky that's got lots of snowflakes on it to go with your scenes. So that works quite well. And as far as I know, I think that's the one day special, but I might be wrong. But as always with Studio Light, there's a humongous bundle as well. So, you know, you'll be able to buy all of the new stuff together, or most of it anyway. Don't know what that noise is. So I've got my window on the latch, and if it becomes really noisy outside, I'll shut it. but they have finished building work outside, so that's good. So this one as well, and this is one of those kind of and we'll do this in a demonstration because I'm planning on doing 3 for you today, and this will kind of pop out a little bit of the cut lines, and you've got all your mats and layers in here, and then you've got a beautiful snowflake that cuts out as a whole snowflake in the middle there. So I really like that one, and that's a really cute little card as well to make, and it's quite quick. Then you've got a bunch of snowflakes here. In fact, yes, I've got that wrong, haven't I? So yeah, the tags aren't in the 1 day special. This one is the one that's in the 1 day special. So this one is going to cut your fancy edge on your card, and if you want to, then you can actually cut the stars out into the border as well. You can see that fits in there nicely. You can also use that just to cut out detail in your backgrounds or in your card blanks just on its own, so you don't have to use the edger if you don't want to. So let's just get this right. So the 1 day special is that, and those 2. That's the 1 day special. So we've been through the tags, been through that. You've got a couple of sets of snowflakes here. So these all have backers to them, except for the tiny ones. So they don't cut into the card, they actually cut out. So for example, this one, I've got one of these cut. So this one you butt up to the side of your card, and so you've got your backer, and then you've got your snowflake that sits on top as well. So obviously you can use that independently, you can use that to cut an aperture out and then slot that back in again. So it's quite versatile, there's quite a lot of things that you can actually do with them. So those are those 2 sets. And then finally, this is really funny, I've put the magnetic sheet on the wrong way around so they don't stick properly. They do stick, but not as properly as they should do. I don't know why I did that. You know, sometimes you have a bit of a blank. So if you've got your magnetic sheets, you definitely need the most shiny side up. So anyway, so we've got a whole bunch of snowflakes again, but these don't have backers to them, and they're smaller. And some of the designs do actually match some of these as well, so you can have kind of a nice layered effect with different sizes of the same snowflake. And then you've got Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And you've got your backers with these as well. So obviously you can use the words without, or you can say Happy New Year or Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas, whatever you want to do. So you've got a few different alternatives with that. And as always, the packaging is really helpful with Studio Light. Okay, so that's all the new. You can see it's very, very heavy on dies. There are no stamps, they're all dies that's on the show. We've also got, and these are mega new, so I can't actually show you the full proper ones because I've used some of mine. I've got kind of the pre-production versions here. So they're 12 by 12 scrapbook papers. There are 6 designs or 6 sheets, and they're double-sided, so you've got 12 designs, if that makes sense, because you've got a different design on the back to what you've got on the front. You normally have a scene on the front and like a background piece on the back. But mine are single-sided because mine are pre-production, and I've used some of mine. So obviously with this, don't think of it as necessarily a scrapbook page, because it's a background. So for example, if we took the smallest die out of this die set, so one of your layers, what you could do is have it so that, well, I mean, you can use this as an easel card. You can actually pop that over there like that, and that could be the front of your card with a sentiment there. Card done, job's a good one. Up here, again, you can do the same thing, have it that way and use it in the traditional way that the card's meant. Have your sentiment here. There's another one. You can actually pop it in here, look, and have a winter scene with perhaps a tag on the front or just a sentiment. Here you can use that as a tag. So if we grab the tag die, I'm going to have to be really careful that I don't lose my sentiments because I put that sheet on wrong. So here's your tag die, look. So you can take the tag, pop that there, cut that out, and then you've got, you know, you can write who it's to on your tag there, and the same with the thing on the bottom here as well with that one. You can also take your tag and just pull out a Christmas tree. So don't, like I say, don't think of these, oh, I don't scrapbook, and so they're not for me, because they're very good quality papers as well, the Studio Light scrapbook papers. They're really lovely. So I haven't got round to using that one yet, but you can see I've got a couple of tags at least, a couple of cards, maybe 3 cards. Yeah, I've got lots that I can do with that if I want to cut it up. Or of course you can just cut it into 4 6x6 paper pieces and make yourself a 6x6 card, whatever you want. So this is one of the pattern papers, and you can see I've used this. Again, you can bring in your die, and that could be the front, or you can bring in your tag, and your tag could go on there as well. So they're going to be great to use. They could be, you could use these with the Sentimentally Yours stuff that we had on yesterday as well. Then you've got another one, you can see I've been using these, another pattern paper, and all the kind of the embellishments, you know, all the leaves and things, they coordinate across the different designs. So I've kept every little bit. So like this little bit that I've cut out of this one, I can chop that off and use that as a border. So I'm not throwing those away. Again, I've been at this one. Again, you can take your die in here, pop it up against the edge, perhaps even bring in a tag into that with your sentiment on, and there's your card front already done. If you want to make an easel card, and I have got a demo for that during the one day special, you can have it that way up. And again, you can use these as tags if you want to. Perhaps not all of that, but you know, even that looks beautiful. And in fact, that you could use, I don't know if you can see that down the bottom, that you could use as a birthday card or birthday present tag. So it's not necessarily just all Christmas. Again, we could take this area here and bring this in. Tell me when you're getting bored. But you can actually, you know, see that every single area is going to work with the products that you've got on the show. I've got little bits of these left, so I'm not throwing these away. Again, we can bring this in. I could have that going that way if I wanted to. Nothing's stopping you having your card going the other way, so that's going to work really nicely. All these little bits, even the inside bits I'm keeping, because they're useful. Here's another one. You can see you've got a mountain. Again, tremendous start for your cards. You know, it's a real good kind of mojo buster when you've got something it's going to work so well for you. Again, this is a lovely one. Obviously, this is a repeating pattern, but again, this is going to be great if you want to have a tag, or if you want to bring it in for your card. Obviously, I've run out of space to use these now. It's not quite big enough. But having said that, what you could do is have it like that and then add a border down this side. So there's nothing stopping you actually cutting that decorative edge out of something else and then just matting and layering it on, so you get more value out of it. Then we've got this one. Again, this is a repeating pattern, but this one's tremendous, isn't it? Because it's like lots of different scenes. So, you know, you can just see how useful these are. I mean, look at that big, lovely snowflake in there. That's a lovely tag. And then we've got this one. I think this is the final one. I think I've got them all. So, again, I don't know. I'd probably drop that down a little bit. And that makes a really nice card front as well. You've got loads of areas here that you can use. This is going to make you loads of tags if you want it to, yeah? Or you can obviously just bring that in. Obviously, just use it separately outside of Studio Light. You don't have to necessarily buy this just for the Studio Light. I don't know what's going on with my PC. It keeps on buffering. Anyway. That's all the new stuff that's on the show. I'm not sure if we're going to actually have any of the scrapbook pages for you to look at because they're so new. The show was originally supposed to be the end of the month, but it's been brought forward to go into the Christmas event. So we might not have everything available, but obviously my samples and my demos are using it. So let's crack on. Let's make something. So let's take all my dies and show you how they cut. I haven't done boards because I've concentrated on my demos. So, but I mean, obviously everything becomes clear. So this die here, this will cut out that. And what I've used is this is the Majestic Blue, the new Luster cardstock from Sentimentally Yours. And so you can see we've got a shaped area here, we've got some holes, and we've got our main shape there. So that's that backer die there. Then if you cut that, let's move that out of the way so it doesn't confuse matters. Hopefully you can see this. Then if you cut that with this, and you can see that that star fits in there like that. So you cut those two together. Then you're going to get this. Okay, and that will fit on top of that, like that. Okay, so you will have the choice whether you want to actually glue it there or just secure it with ribbon. I haven't made my mind up yet. And we've got a score line here, and I'll show you what I've been doing with mine in a moment. Okay, so those two dies. Let's pop this back on here so we don't run out of space. You can, of course, use this to cut into your card and make yourself a background. You can, of course, instead of cutting out here, you could actually cut this and glue your border on rather than have it as a separate cutout. So there's a few different options that you can do with this. Then this die here is obviously going to be one of your mats and layers. So I've cut mine out again out of the Majestic Blue, so we can see that that is going to sit nicely on there like that. Then we've got our top layer, which is the one that I was messing around with the scrapbook papers with. So that's cut out. So I've got one of these winter scenes, and then that's going to go on there like that. So you can see already you've got something that looks absolutely beautiful, but there's no hard work involved with that whatsoever. So let's actually stick this together before we do anything else. I'm still undecided as to what I'm going to do with this. Make it up as I go along. Now it's a good idea to actually reinforce the score lines that you've got here before you actually fold it. It's a good idea to just pop it onto your scoreboard, line up the top and the bottom, and just use an embossing tool just to make that a little bit deeper. Obviously it's optional and it depends on what card you're using. So this is the new silver. I didn't tell you about that. That's the new silver luster. Again, we line that up on there. It's a bit harder to see because it's quite dark in here today. We're going to have a bit of a storm later. Okay, and that'll make it easier to fold. Right. Obviously this is a little bit harder to fold because of your cutouts, so you just want to be careful with it. Okay, like that. Okay, so we could just leave it like that. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I think I might add a little bit of glue here and there. So this little bit of glue might turn out to be a lot of glue. What you don't want to do is actually glue it when it's flat, because if you glue it when it's flat, it's going to kind of rock up a little bit like you pop out cards. So I think what we'll do is we'll nestle the back in first, like that. And I know we don't see that majestic blue at the back. It's all to do with seeing it behind the stars. Okay. So you can see when we fold it, we've got to be very careful when we glue, because we want to make sure that it doesn't go all kind of rock up. I don't know how to describe it. Get a bit of distortion, so just put a little bit of glue, not loads, around here. A few dots. I'm quiet when I'm dotting. There is it cuts out little tiny circles as well. I must give a shout out to Liz Wheeler, who's made a few samples for me. I don't know how she had time to do it, because she didn't get the product. She kind of turned it around in a day, so big thank you to Liz. There's a little bit of glue on the extra bits. Can you see there's a little bit of a border there? So if you actually did put it on straight, then it would, as in flat, it wouldn't fold properly. It doesn't want to stick. So what we'll do is we just pour it underneath my board while we actually stick our mats and layers together. That's the thing. Right, so we stick these together. I think you're going to be able to make really quick Christmas cards with these. I've really enjoyed working with them. Just something a little bit different for me. Obviously the Essentials range from Studio Light is long-standing range. They've done, there's loads and loads and loads in the range. It is migraine weather today. I woke up, I don't know what time it was, popped to the loo, don't know why, but I did, and I went really dizzy. I think it is the weather, really is the weather. Right, smooth that. Doesn't that look fab? Absolutely fab. So what I've done also is I've taken a tag, because we could just take, obviously these are your two layers of your sentiment, so we could just take a Happy Christmas and just pop that on there. I quite like that, actually. I do quite like that, but I'm dithering because I don't know really what I want to do. We could also take a tag, so I've taken, there's a little bit of a snowflake going on there, so we could take the tag, we could pop that on there, maybe at a jaunty angle. This is your reinforcer, this is that die there, so it's just got a little kink in the middle, so you can just wrap that round, and then that can be glued in place there like that to make that nice and neat. So what we could do is we could do that and then bring our Happy Christmas onto there. That's quite nice. I quite like that as well. I quite like the fact that it's got a little bit of movement to it. So I think I might do that actually. What do you think? Because I did also cut out, let's see, I did actually cut out the Happy Christmas separately, so we could just put that on in silver, but I don't think I want to do that. And when this cuts, it cuts the mass separate to the crest, so you can actually have that step down if you want to. So you could have this down here if you wanted to, which is just a little bit funky. I've also got this snowflake, which I thought I could have hanging off my tag, but should we do that? Let's do that. I think I'm going to have my tag. Yeah, I think it looks better with the tag. I think we're going to have my tag. So I think what we're going to do is just take this snowflake, and I think we'll let's see, because I've got adhesive on the bottom. Let's dither. Let's see. So if I have that like that, I wonder if it would look decent with that underneath. Let's do it. Just do it. Let's just go for it. So we take that there like that. We need to trim that off. My scissors are getting so sticky. They're supposed to be non-stick scissors, but the Elizabeth Craft Designs adhesive is so good that it still stickies them up. So we just chop that off around there, and that's changed that tag a little bit. I am going to keep the one with the backer, the sentiment with the backer on it. I'm not going to use just the silver one because it won't pop. Let's pop this down on here. We quite often get woken up by Ed. The cat, he sits outside Nathan's door and just meows when he wants to go out. And obviously if Nathan's still asleep and doesn't wake up and see to him, then I hear him as well. But I know that Nathan can get back to sleep quicker than I can, so I generally just leave the cat to Nathan, which is a bit mean. But I don't know why the cat doesn't actually kind of knock on his door. He doesn't kind of paw at his door. He just sits there meowing quite quietly as well. He doesn't have a loud meow unless he wants to. Right, I think there's too much glue on there, so let's dab some of that off. I think these are great tags. Tags are great. They're nice to add to your card, or they're just nice to just use obviously for your presents. Give that a chance to bond. Are you bonded? Yeah. Okay, that's that. And we're going to pop that. I'm going to put that on a bit of. I'll do it flat because my sentiment's hanging over the edge. So this new card from Sentimentally Yours is perfect to use with the scrapbook papers. Hope you managed to get yours. Did I do it that way? I can't remember. I think I did. So it like that. And the Christmas, I quite like it with that extra snowflake actually. Just adds a bit of interest, doesn't it? So we can have happy and Christmas like that, so we can see lots of our snowflake. And then hopefully my glue's stuck on my other bit. Happy. Don't know why I keep on saying it. Maybe so I'm persuading myself that I'm going to put it on the right way after putting a sentiment on the wrong way on one of the cards I did in a demo on Trudy's wildflowers. I'm a bit paranoid that I put things in the right order. So when I put Happy Christmas and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, I'm going to have to get that right, because it'll end up being Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year, which is fine, isn't it? It doesn't really matter. Oh, there's my glue. Move my sticker out of the way. Right, let's grab this. Yeah, that's nicely cut now. You see, I've got, it's a bit like a pop-up card. You've got a little bit of a gap going on in there, which is what you want. So it'll actually stand up, which is really cool. And of course, then you fold that over to send it. I'm not sure how big it is. I think it's about 5.5 inches. Yeah, 5.5 inches. So that's going to go in a 6x6 envelope quite nicely, isn't it? Because it's the same the other way. Yeah, 5.5 by 5.5. Right, let's pop this on. Yeah, they do, yeah. Except me, because I don't drink. I'd like to, but I don't, because I can't. It's a lot cheaper not drinking, though. Where's my lid? Keep losing my lid. There we go. Pretty, isn't it lovely? It's the first time I've made cards like this. I think it's really cool. So we've got these holes here. So I've had a little bit of a play, and I was looking for, I've got some 3mm silk ribbon somewhere, but do you think I can find it? You must be joking. So this is a little bit wider. This is woodware ribbon that from years ago, and it's got a nice stripe to it. So obviously you can also use baker's twine through it if you want to. I'm just taking a crochet needle or a knitting kind of needle. Get a bit more out than that. It's just to add a little bit of interest to it. I'm not sure if we're going to be done in an hour today though, people. I'm really sorry. So we've got 9 holes here. So if we go up into the 5th one, that's the middle one. So if we start there, then we know that we've got something to tie with in the middle, right? So we're going to go obviously up and down and up and down. Find my hole. Oh, what's going on there? Just going to finish it off nicely. Obviously this is optional, you don't have to add ribbon if you don't want to. And then we're going to go right the way across the bottom and to the other, right the way across the back and to the bottom. And then we're going to go obviously up, down and up, and then down the last one. And then we can go up that, see if I can grab that last one. So it's not too untidy at the back, especially if I sort that bit out there that's knotted. There might be better ways of doing this, but you can figure it out. I've only had a little play today. And I'm not the best ribbon tire in the world. Where's my ribbon scissors? Oh goodness knows, let's use these. So we give ourselves a nice little bow in the centre. I need somebody's finger. Somebody give me their finger so I can use it. Because I won't be able to ask the presenter to help me, will I? Because we're not allowed. Okay, so let's just tidy those up a little bit. Hopefully not too messy. There's our ribbon. Isn't that pretty? Even if I say so myself. More money to spend on stock if I don't drink, that's the thing. So that's going to stand up nicely on the mantelpiece, and that's a real kind of mantelpiece showstopper. But how quick, simple and easy is that? So we've used the 1 day special, we've used the tag set and the word set, and we've used one of the snowflakes as well. So I have used 4 sets, but obviously this kind of piece is optional. But I think that's really lovely. So that's one. I better crack on, hadn't I? I better get a move on. So which one? Let's do this one next. So this is the little tiny die. Let's just grab it. See that one? Nope. It would be at the bottom of the pile, wouldn't it? It's this one. This is one of the extras. I'm using all the packaging from the dies to actually hold my demos. Aren't I good? Make sure I'm recycling. Oh yes, there's another 2 papers that I didn't show you, which I forgot about. So there's one that's got loads of little embellishments that you can fussy cut out, and then there's another one that's got loads of toppers on it. So I've got some here, which then you can cut out as well if you want to. So for example, you've got that one, and they're all going to coordinate with your papers as well. So they're that sort of thing. They're that sort of size. I think there's I think it's 4 wide by 3 deep. So I think you get 12 toppers. I think, if I remember rightly, but obviously I've cut all mine out. But they're a good start to your card as well. But you could put one of those on the front of your shaped card as well, which gives you a good start. So let's look what we've got here. Make sure I don't lose anything. There's a diddy. Okay. So we've got this backer die. So that main die there will cut you this out. And we will score that again like before. But you can see you've got an area that's going to pop out. And you've also got a little bridge there, top and bottom. So that's that. Then you've also got all your layers, okay? So no, not that one, that one there, big one, your mats and layers. So they're going to go on here, and I've cut this is the rich green. So you've got a backer for also got a backer for the snowflake there as well, and you also got little bits and pieces here. You have to be careful which way around these go. That's not that one. That's that one, I think. Is it? No, this is that one. I think. Is it? Oh, I don't know. Can't see properly. No, I think it is this one. Yeah, it is that one. There we go. Talking to myself. Then you've got the next layer of pieces. So I've chosen, you see, one of the scrapbook papers with a border. So that's going to go on there like that. And that's going to go on there like that. Not sure I've done this the right way around, but we'll see. I don't think it really matters. Then we've got tiny little ones that go on here as well, so you can totally coordinate all your little mats and layers. And then you've got a snowflake. So a snowflake, where is it? Here's my snowflake. So that can go in the centre there, like that, which is rather lovely. It's got sticky on it though. So I'm not decided whether I want to just put it on there like that, or whether I want to put that on there first, and then that on top of there. I quite like that. Let's do that. Right. Or I've got this one as well. That one will fit. You do need to be careful because you've got things that are going to fold out. You do need to be careful that you don't go over the edge too much. So you want to stay within the lines of that white cut there with your little bit of fussy cutting. So that's the die. So let's do we need to just do a little bit of reinforced scoring. So I'll keep all my bits together so I don't lose where they go. So just like before on the other one, we're going to bring in our scoreboard, and we're just going to go, it's not a lot we need to do, just line it up top or bottom. Let's give it an extra bit down there, an extra bit up there. I'm trying not to go on my little pieces underneath, because when I pick up my board it'll pick up those and then they go all over the place. Okay, like that. Ah, success. So now we can fold that and fold that, and then you've got like a swing card. It's cool, isn't it? I could do that all day. Obviously if you wanted to you could have it going the other way, but I reckon it needs to be that way. Okay, right. Am I putting a sentiment on this one? Oh, can't remember whether I am. I think I am. Yes, I am. Right, talking to myself all the time. Let's glue all these in place. You will find, as usual, there's a bit of gluing to do. Obviously, when we're on the telly, then the presenter can, you know, give you numbers and things. I am with Adam for, I believe, for the first 2 hours. So it's a very, very kind of busy couple of days. So I'll be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow as well, and that will be with Trudy Howard's new Festive Friends collection. And so as I say, the Studio Light is launching the one-day special tomorrow on the craft store at 6. And then there's another show at 8, and then our Phil is sandwiched in between those two shows, launching Trudy's new collection. He's doing a Facebook Live today on his Sentiment to Yours page with that collection at 1 p.m. I will be finished by then, don't worry. These are actually very quick to do, and you can see as soon as you just stick your coloured card on. I don't know if I told you, but this is a rich green from the Luster card pack, and my card, the blank here that I've made is with the pure white from Sentimentally Yours, which is, it's a really good construction weight, and also I find that it doesn't split when you score it, which some card does. So I really like the Sentimentally Yours card for that. And if you're doing your own kind of kinetic cards as well, you know, that you actually make up yourself. Right, that goes there. It was really funny, wasn't it, Chrissy? She's a devil. She really is. She's an absolute hoot. I don't know how Jane puts up with her as her wife, because she's always up to some sort of trickery of some sort. But yeah, that picture of Phil was really funny. The one of me was funny as well. In fact, I think I preferred it to pictures of me generally, because I don't like photographs at all. But yeah, still, it's better than being miserable, isn't it? So we put this little tiny bit on here. And I would suggest that as soon as you get your dies, that you do pop them onto magnetic storage so you don't actually lose them, because there are some quite small dies and you don't want to lose them. I get the answer I want talking to myself, normally. I still don't make a lot of sense. That one. It is, I do like the fact that you've got these little tiny bits here to fill in, because you could, you know, they could not bother with those, but it just gives you a bit of continuity with the, oops, sorry, not the camera in my head, continuity with your card, as long as we can get them straight-ish. It's on a bend anyway, or a fold, so it won't matter too much when they see it. So you can actually, you'll fit this into, I reckon, an A6 envelope. I'll measure it for you in a minute so you'll see how big it is. That's going to go in there. Have I moved that? Yeah. And then this kind of back is going to go in here. This would be nice, actually. You could use this to cut an aperture into your card. I can't remember whether I've already done a demo of this. I might have done. So if you cut an aperture into your card using this, and then you can just slot a snowflake into the aperture, which is quite a nice thing to do. I am expecting a delivery, so, which is always the way, but it's not for another 5 or 6 minutes. Right, let's measure this for you so you know how big it is. So this is, yeah, look, this is 5 5/8 inches by just under 4 inches. So that's going to go into a C6 envelope, and then when they get it, all they need to do is pop it like that, and it's going to sit nicely on their mantelpiece. Cool, huh? So let's just, oh, we want our snowflake, don't we? Let's pop our snowflake in. And I've just put this onto, this is on Elizabeth Craft Designs adhesive, which is a really good adhesive for cutting your dies out. Because some adhesives you'll find are fine if you actually want to say glitter the front, so you want the adhesive on the front of your die cut, and then you want to glitter it, that's absolutely fine. But to actually have it cut the other way, they don't always work. So that would work fine on its own. Let's just put my sentiment on, and then you'll see how it would look if we just left it as it is. So for this one, we're going to have Happy New Year. What's up to my... So we're going to pop... So it just about fits. I don't mind it going over that bit there. Oh, my buffering again. Top or bottom? I don't think it matters, does it? We could have the button bit at the top if you wanted. Should we do it that way instead? See if I can get this off. We might not be able to, by the way, David. No, we're going to have it that way. That's the way we're going to have it. Oh, that bit there. Oh, yes, it should have been. Oh, well. There's always someone, isn't there? There's always someone that spots something. Hopefully they won't spot it on the telly. Happy New Year. I don't think it really matters. We're going to say it doesn't matter. Thanks, David. So we're going to pop... The thing is, I prepped these a couple of days ago and I forget what I'm doing. So we're going to pop that in there because I think that looks rather nice in there. Goodness knows what happened when I do Trudy's, because I prepped those a few days ago. I think I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape on the back of these because I want it raised. There's always one, isn't there? You could have shouted before I did it. So, yeah, because it's a little bit bumpy with the snowflake, if I glue it flat, it's going to look a bit strange, isn't it? I hate using little tiny bits of foam tape, or foam pads. I remember once, years ago, I was doing a craft session at the local guide group. I think it was for Christmas. It was either Christmas, I think, yeah, it definitely was Christmas. And one of the things that they were sticking on their card was a bauble. And I can't remember whether it was Nathan actually who came with me to help, you know, a boy in a guide group. But I gave them all the foam pads to do. In fact, no, it wasn't Nathan, it was one of the girls. And I think she put like that many at the bottom of a bauble and none at the top. But it was just so funny that, you know, it's like, unless you say to them you can use like 6, they just go overboard, and just so many foam pads. It's hilarious. Alright, I've got all the backs off now. I hate these. And then that's going to go in the centre. So just be careful that you're not overlapping where it's going to fold. And that's going to go in the centre there. So there we go. I like that. Yeah, I don't know if I've done it right or not, but it looks lovely, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's that one. So there we go. There's 2, and we do one more. so that you can get a good look at everything that there is to work. Well, not everything, but a load of stuff. So we're going to use the die set that cuts that lovely edge. We've got lots of bits and pieces in here. Another tag, and we've got Happy New Year there. Right, so obviously it's quite self-explanatory really how this die works. So where's my die? There it is. So obviously you use these two together, pop them through, or whichever machine you have, clunk, 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 and then you've got that. So this is an A6 card. No, it's not an A6 card. It's actually 5.5 inches. I'm sure it's 5.5. Yeah, 5.5 inches, because that's the where these kind of start and end. So you can just position them right on the edge there, and so it cuts properly. But it is like it's just, you know, 3/8 of an inch, I suppose, shy of an A6 card, but the width's the same. So that's that. And we're going to use some of the Majestic Blue on the inside, but what I think we'll do is decorate that in a little while. Let's do the front first. So on the front, we're going to take our stencil, and obviously with this, what we could do is we could actually decorate the whole of the back and front, which would be quite nice. So you've got a bit of detail on the back. Or what we could do is just fold it and just take that to the fold and just do the front and leave the back nice and clear. I have got one planned, but Chrissy, the penguin, I know that Phil's got one planned. Phil will probably get his done. I might not, because I've got kind of a main demo and a little demo planned for each hour, and it just depends on how much I get done. So oh, is it buffering again? Honestly, it's driving me nuts. So I think what we'll do is let's go for the whole thing. Let's just do it. I'm not going to actually go right the way up to the stars, because I don't want to interfere with my stars. So let's take, because I'm using Majestic Blue, we're going to take Chip Sapphire Oxide. And I did pull the thingy out. What did I do with the thing I pulled out? Oh, there it is. A little sponge. So we're going to adjust, and they are a little bit delicate, these stencils. So I've got to try and be not too, I could use actually my my what's it thingies, couldn't I? Yes, use my what's it thingies. These thingies, my craft artist blending things. And if I get really annoyed with them because it's not building up quick enough, then we'll move to the sponge. So I want to take the star, or the main part of the star in the centre. I don't want to have the edge coming out. I probably won't go right to the bottom, so I don't know why I'm faffing so much. So let's pick up some of this Chip Sapphire, which is a really deep blue. I mean, you could do this before you fold it, and then you wouldn't get that fold being so dominant. Obviously I didn't think that through. And you can actually put a bit of tape on so it doesn't move. I'm just making it really awkward for myself by holding it. They're just giving a little bit of colour. It doesn't look like it's doing an awful lot, but that's quite nice, isn't it? I quite like that. Don't want it to move. I mean, it's easy to line it up, but I just don't want it to move. I think we'll stop at that. That looks cool, doesn't it? Happy with that. And then you haven't got a boring back either. Who wants a boring back side? I'll clean that in a minute. And I'll clean the stencil in a minute. So that's one of the stencils. And then we're going to put, actually, we might as well do the other one while we're at it on the inside. On the inside, we're going to use one of the borders. To do the borders, there it is. And we're going to use picket fence, which is currently out of stock at my suppliers, which is always the way. People come to make her Christmas cards and you can't get picket fence. So when it comes back in stock again, I should grab it if I were you, if you want it. So this is actually marked as distress ink. It's not an oxide, it's actually distress ink. So let's have the snowflakes. Like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not too fussed about how perfect they are. We're just adding a little bit of interest to our majestic blue card. Okay, that's nice, I like that. Right, that's that. That's for the inside. So on the outside here, we're just going to put, so I've fussy cut this out from the little sheet with all the little bits and pieces. And then we've got a back of the tag cut out of the imperial red, and then we've also got a plain one. So there's a few choices here actually, because what I've also done is cut it out of that paper that's got lots of like mini scenes, Christmas scenes, so that would look really nice on the front too, but obviously then that wouldn't work. But we could put the little present on here. So let's do this. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use that one, but just to show you, because this is, I've actually made sure that this isn't going anywhere by putting some low tack tape on the back. So this doesn't have a backer with it. So this you have to kind of build up on your own. Oh, take the backing off, Julia. So let's see. That present's going to go there like that. Then we've got this bit here. Now is the whole piece coming out? Yep, of course it is. I'm not sure why this doesn't have an outside piece as well, but it doesn't. So that goes there like that. Then we've got the other side. And then we've got, let's put the arms, let's put the bow on first. So you could use the bow on its own if you wanted to. So that's going to go around about there. That sounds like my delivery. Don't think Nathan's out the shower yet. Right, you look at that for a minute and I'll go and answer the door. Be back in a sec. Honestly, one of these days we get through a Facebook Live without delivery coming. It's really awkward though, with me being at the craft store yesterday and then again on Monday, getting my deliveries in. So where's this going? That's supposed to go there like that. Not sure if I put this on right. And then this one's going to go on the other side. Ooh. So there's our present. So that's going to go on the tag there like that. Okay, but we're not using that one. We're going to use our plain one. So I can use that one on something else later. Get that out of the way. So of course we could emboss that if you wanted to. The Falling Snow embossing folder from Sentimentally Yours would be lovely. And I think I've actually used the embossing folder on some of them. I do like the stitch detail on this. That's going down on here. See if I can get it straight. Wonk is the new straight. And then we're going to put, I've cut this out of the Majestic Blue. This is your reinforcer again. That's going to wrap around. Obviously you can use this reinforcer on lots of things, on, you know, your pages and in your albums and things, your journals. I quite like red, white and blue for Christmas. It kind of works. And Mr. Snowman, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on his arm so we don't lose his arm. Oh, glue, stand up. So we need to have that lower down so that the tree doesn't go over the hole. His arm's off there anyway, so I might stick that on in a sec. So I want to put I've got Happy Christmas in red. Merry Christmas, because I've got Happy New Year here. So I need to put, what colour did I do it in? Oh. Yeah, I'm doing that in red. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Right, okay, so that's going to go up there like that. And we're going to bring in our Merry Christmas on the front. So let's get this on first. I think it's going to go over the edge a little bit. Merry. Yeah. So we're going to have Christmas like this. Is that all right? And you've got a little tiny dot, tiny dot for your eye. Merry Christmas. Does that look all right? Yeah, good. And then we're going to get your tag on. Obviously you can have it side by side if you want to have, you know, make a bigger card. You don't have to do an A6, you can make it bigger. Let's see if I can get that snowman's hand. I can see is going to be a bit of an issue. I do like my tags that are drawn to the angle for some unknown reason. Merry Christmas. And then we're going to have in here, this is going to be your Majestic Blue with my bit of picket fence through the stencil. And then obviously you're going to see the blue through on the stars through there, which is quite nice. And then we've got, and these are the backer bits. A Happy New Year. or we could have it as and Happy New Year like that. I think we'll have it the long way though. I think we'll have it this way. Right, let's have it like that, shall we? Right, we'll get this on first and then I can put my actual words on top, because I cut the actual words out of white. So it's all keeping in with the red, white and blue theme. Oh, stand up for heaven's sake. Make sure I get my A the right way around. That would be a bit of a disaster. If you're worried, don't do this until after you put your little words in. But I'm winging it today, because after all, I've made no mistakes whatsoever, have I, David? Oh, he's eagle-eyed, that David, isn't he? Really eagle-eyed. There's always something I do wrong. At least I haven't made an Australian card. And that's no offence to our Australian friends. It just means an upside-down card, that's all. Or one that opens the opposite way to what it should. Happy New. I like the snowflakes in the back. That kind of just adds a little bit of detail, doesn't it? And you could emboss the back if you wanted to, instead of an embossing folder, instead of putting a stencil on. So, and then we've got our and. I did it the right way, yay! Happy. New. Here. There we go. So we've done 3 cards. They haven't taken forever, have they, really? Because I did go through all those dies and things at the beginning. So let's just move this out of the way so you can see all 3. So we've got that one with the back and front, and then the inside. Obviously, if I'd have thought about it, I'd have put them further down so that you couldn't see the red through there. But of course, I've been to bed since I did this prep. Then we've got that one, a lovely kinetic one that David spotted. I put the papers on the wrong way around. Thanks, David. And then we've got this one here as well, which is just absolutely fab. Okay, so there's a look at the Studio Light one day special. That's very true, Sue. So don't forget to summarise all of our activity over the weekend. So Phil is doing a Facebook Live on his Sentimental Yours page at 1 p.m. today with Trudy's new Festive collection. Then tomorrow I'll do a Facebook Live on here, and it's at 10 a.m. So it's an hour earlier than I normally do, because obviously I've got quite a bit of packing to do to get over to the studio. So it's at 10 a.m. on my Facebook page tomorrow with Trudy's Festive collection. And we have coordinated, Phil and I, so we will be showing you different animals from the Festive friends. So we won't be doing the same thing, although we nearly did, because he's chosen to do what I was going to do. So I've swapped mine around a little bit. And then for the shows, I'm on at 6 p.m. tomorrow night with Studio Light. Phil's on at 7 p.m. with Trudy's launch of her Festive Friends. And then I'm on at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. And then on Monday, I'm on at 8 a.m. with Studio Light, 9 a.m. with Trudy's Festive Friends, 12 noon with Studio Light, 1 p.m. with Trudy's Festive Friends, and then 4 p.m. with Studio Light. And then I'm going to have a rest on Tuesday. Well, I'm not, because I'm been packing orders. But anyway, so thank you very much for joining me on this Facebook Live. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully at 10 a.m. Thank you. Bye.